Content warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is not suitable for all audiences, and viewer/listener discretion is advised. For example, if, when you just heard the term ladies and gentlemen, you immediately thought about how exclusionary it is, then it's probably best you turn this off now.
My arse is wiped to perfection.
I doubt that so hard.
I imagine
hard
it's
doubt.
like a thatched roof.
Hello, welcome to Dead Men Talking. I'm Rob Mulholland. Do you want to actually introduce yourself before I call you a fat cunt?
I feel like whatever I do, it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, it's already on the screen calling you a fat cunt.
Cool.
That's Freddy Quinne.
Hi, this week we are talking about what age children get fit.
So we thought, best person to bring on, the BBC presenter and fucking nonce, Brennan Reece.
Yeah, look, these episodes were recorded back in the day.
Yeah, so last year, we initially decided to do this podcast last year,
Yeah.
me and Freddie, and we tried a couple of pilot episodes with a couple of our mates on as guests.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of those for you this week. So that explains why you can clearly see how fucking hot it is in these videos.
Yeah.
It's like it was in the middle of a heat wave last year. So if any, some of the stuff might be topical and not relevant to now, but you know, it's a free podcast.
Yeah, it's a little fucking taste of what's to come.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that we talk about are very much timeless in our society.
Sure. So this episode of Brennan Reece is one of our best mates. We absolutely love him and it's dead funny. So enjoy it. And we'll see you after the episode. Enjoy it. Should we do like a hello thing, or are we just going to start?
No. Do you know what? If they don't know who we are by now...
That's why we're here. Do you think we all want to be here?
Yeah, mate. If people knew who we were, we wouldn't have to be doing this bullshit in my house.
Oh, fucking right.
I do love the fact that we've had the quietest year on record.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks before anything's about to start, we've gone, let's do a podcast.
Let's take the entertainment to the homes.
We did try. We tried to do... We did roast for a whole year.
Yeah, that was
We
good.
did.
That was good.
That was good.
We'll do some more of those when we can do them live.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, I have enjoyed that. Like, have you seen, there's been a few people who've just, like, doing their first live stream gig this week. It's like, it's done.
Oh, mate, the people that have advertised it and be like, I'm starting live streaming. I have got a Zoom account.
Welcome to Twitch, me.
So weird, isn't it? It's like going online and going, follow me on my MySpace. It's like, it's done.
No one wants to see online comedy anymore. Like, no one wants to see a Zoom gig. I'm never doing any of those ever again.
But there's
Fuck
been
that
people
shit.
on the internet and stuff, comics, saying, oh, yeah, I hope you all still watch Zoom gigs when Zoom gigs, like when comedy's back and live comedy's back, don't forget about online gigs. Online gigs are brilliant. And it's like, no, they're not.
No, they're fucking
They're
awful.
awful.
I love them.
What?
I fucking love them.
You love a Zoom gig?
Because there's no standard of having to be good, so you do whatever you want. It's so good.
It's true.
Like, honestly, there's no rules, because if you think shit, you just turn it off, pretend your Wi-Fi's down.
I thought that you were going to say I love them because they add something new to the art form, or that they help people who are housebound have
Yeah.
You love
It's
them
accessible.
because you can be as shit as you want.
You can try any, like, weekend club gigs, I would never dream of trying a new thought that I'd had that day.
Yeah.
But on a Zoom gig, I've got a notepad here, I've got a clock there.
Because if you shit on a Zoom gig, you literally go, pew,
Yeah.
and that's it.
You
Whereas
don't even have to walk past them on your way out the building.
Yeah.
Although, oh my God, this was so good. So I was doing a Zoom, I've done quite a lot of them because I got into the swing of not having to leave the house. And I did this Zoom gig with a comedian.
We're going to guess who it is as we go.
And I think she's only a couple of years in. And she started to crop up on telly.
Oh, yeah, that's how it goes now, isn't it? Oh, don't get us bloody started.
And she was doing her set and it was going fine.
Yeah.
And then this woman it was in the audience, I think thought she had her thing muted. And she went, oh, God. Dave, do we have to watch this? It's not funny whatsoever.
Oh, that is brutal.
And it was going okay. She wasn't smashing it. She wasn't doing bad.
Yeah.
But she heard it.
Really?
It wasn't like you can whisper on a Zoom gig.
No.
And then she had to deal with it. She dealt with it all right, but fuck it. Imagine just a whispered heckle.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's the worst.
Because it's honest. It's an honest heckle.
Yeah.
Like
it's not one that's directed at you to hurt.
And you're not doing... Because sometimes people heckle in a comedy club and they're doing it to be seen to heckle.
Yeah.
You're shit! And it's like, well, I'm clearly not.
And sometimes they're doing that sort of like, they think they're teeing you up. They're like, they go, you're shit, and then you slam them, they go, I helped.
Oh,
no, I'm not! Slam, But they're just going, it's just honest feedback. It's just... This is really bad.
That's someone genuinely upset that you're talking.
Yeah. But the thing is, turn it off.
Yeah, just fuck off.
You can't just turn it off. There's
Go in your fucking kitchen.
Go in another room, pour yourself a drink, go and have a poo. You can do anything.
That would be the worst, though, if you see someone on the screen just taking the camera to a shit, just plonking it down in front of the toilet while they're watching your set.
Going, this is what I think. And then...
This is your set. This is your career. This big old turd that I've done. Do you look at your shits?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you got it, man. You got to know what's going on.
I do if it's a big one.
I bet there's a lot of yours that you just don't want to. You just go, you know what? I'm walking away from that. Like the Joker with that hospital. You've done it. You're just like, I'm not looking back. It's just, I know it's chaos behind me, but I'm fucking.
Joker pressing the button is me doing the flush.
Flush. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Is that lipstick? Nope. It's just shit all over your mouth.
So, do it like if you've done a regular poo, you just let it go.
Yeah, man. Elsa. That's what I do. I sing to it. Let it go. Let it go.
I mean, I think I always do because,
Always
like, my diet is so bad that, like, it's just chaos. My shit's like no two are the same. So, like, I'm always like curious,
Like snowflakes.
Yeah, except like if one snowflake was a big solid log and then the next one just splattered against the wall.
Really?
Well, yeah, just because like I eat, I also like if I'm eating spicy food, I'm eating fucking spicy food.
Are you one of them?
A bit. I'm not quite like, oh, look how hard I am because I can eat spicy food. It's just like if I'm eating a curry, I want it to hurt me. So like then on, obviously after that, it's just chaos. It's just, absolute destruction. So I always check. Have you been abroad, actually? In Europe, they've got a little poo shelf in their toilets.
What?
They have you shit on a shelf. You must have seen this on holiday.
Yes,
you shit on a porcelain shelf and
in
then the
water,
toilets.
So not externally.
Not just like on the bathroom wall.
Yeah. Those bloody Swiss with the ways.
Yeah, let's have a little look at my pooping shelf.
Did you put on the shelf, Hans? I
Who
did.
has not flushed the shelf?
It's not going anywhere.
No, yeah, like within the toilet, there's like a little shelf.
So it's sort of like a toilet with an overbite. So the inside would go and then down.
Yes. And then it pushes it off. So it's so when you look at it.
If anything, it's an underbite. An overbite would be over the toilet.
Yeah. It's got a little. I think it's because this is what my mum told me, but she's also told me a lot of shit in the past that's turned out not to be true. She told me that it's because like in Europe they had like worse meat that had like maggots in it or whatever, or like worms. It's to check for worms, is what it is. It's to check for worms so you can see if you got worms.
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that they had a problem with worms in their meat, and rather than rectify the problem with worms in their meat...
I mean, rectify is the perfect word.
What they did is they built a special toilet to check for the worms. Yeah. Why would you do that?
Have you met the French?
Just not eat the worms. No, what we will do is we will make little toilet with shelf in it, so we can check for worms in our poo.
I won't put it past you. Did your right? This is a thing that I've just remembered happening to me. This might be abuse. Did your mum ever look up your arse to see if you had worms, or is this thing that's just happened to me?
I think I got my arse looked in, like Michael Jackson, end of the bed,
having a little look in. Yeah. You look aghast, Freddie.
You are both insane.
Well, it wasn't me doing it. It was me. It was my bum that was being looked into.
So right. So your mum used to look up your arse like a telescope.
Yeah, not like. No, this wasn't like.
I can see Jupiter.
No, it wasn't like a regular occurrence. This wasn't like just right. Get in bed. I'll do your story, but first gotta look up your arse.
Toenails.
Yeah.
Toenails. Fucking, I'm only doing it once you've had a shower.
Right, brush your teeth and I'll be in here waiting.
So what was she looking for?
Worms.
But
so it's
worms. Was she looking in the arsehole? So was she like
She's looking
opening the arsehole.
inside your anus for worms.
Inside my anus for worms. Yeah. So
And
if
this
I thought
wasn't-
I had worms, if I had like an itchy arse, then she would look up it.
I mean, I've had that before, but it's because, do you know sometimes when you've not quite wiped your bum properly, and then you'll be on a seat and you'll go, it's quite
I know
nice.
what you mean.
Feels like, do you know when you used to have Velcro shoes and you go,
Don't pretend you've not done any of this shit, Freddy.
My arse is wiped to perfection.
I doubt that so hard.
I imagine
hard
it's-
doubt.
like a thatched roof. I imagine it's...
Mate, there's people from the Middle Ages living in my bum.
I've seen your ass as well. Like, I've seen your ass quite recently.
I've not got any worms. I've got a Tudor family.
And then it looks like
mill up there.
just a bird's eye view of the Weasley's house.
But, like, I have seen Freddy's ass, and he's got one of those fat man bum cracks where it's a bit wobbly. You know, like the line isn't straight. If you put on enough weight, it just gets a little bit of a kink into the bum crack.
Like that street in San Francisco.
Like there's a little tram going down the middle.
Tourists taking Chinese tourists.
Next stop, Alcatraz. Boop boop.
Do you know what? When you started that Next Stop Alcatraz, I thought you were doing an impression of a Chinese tourist for a minute. I was like, that's a dreadful Chinese impression. They don't sound like that.
We'll wait till we've got more than like 10 minutes in before we get to the hardcore racist accents.
Yeah. Now we'll just do sort of like New York gangster, like woo woo.
Yeah, European, white European.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that Swiss guy I was doing before was Caucasian.
We're allowed to go about as far as Switzerland. Probably next we're allowed to go Romanian.
Are we allowed to
a
do
bit-
Turkish? I think that's where the border is of what we're allowed accents.
It
we're allowed
depends
to do.
which bit of Turkey. If it's a holiday destination, fine. If it's somewhere I don't know, not fine.
It's one of the places where they're like drowned Kurds. I'm like, all right, don't do the fucking voice.
If it's a town that has had a European football team in it, then it's all right. But if it's like, do you know what I mean? Like if it's like Bursaspor, then it's fine. But if it's like, then no.
Hello, I support Besiktas. Fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what voice that
Is
was.
that how Turkish people sound?
Hello, you're Chamesh from Turkey.
I don't even know where Turkey is.
It's in the middle.
I know it's in the world, but I know like as in it's Europe.
If you imagine Europe here, and if you imagine the Middle East here, the thing that connects them is Turkey.
It's the taint
pretty
between the gooch between the balls of Europe and the arsehole of Middle East. The gooch is Turkey.
The arsehole of the Middle East.
You could have gone for the arsehole of Europe and the balls of Middle East.
Is that better? I didn't know. I was thinking that in my head. I was like, which one's worse? Because I probably shouldn't say the worst one for the Middle East. But like, I reasoned that balls and
See, I thought you went arsehole for the Middle East is because they've still got thatched roofs.
I don't know if they do. What are you imagining it looks like in like Syria? Would you reckon that's why there was so much bombing damage in the war? Because they all had thatched roofs.
Yeah, because the bomb lands like 20 miles away.
It just catches along the roofs.
Spreads like strong wind.
Spreads like the Great Fire of London.
So is Turkey landlocked?
No, because I've been to the beach in Turkey. I've been to the coast.
It's so there's
It's on the southern. It's really big. It covers like a lot of the bottom of Europe and also like to the Middle East. So there's a coast down at the bottom that's like you can basically almost see Africa in it. Is that way?
Ooh. What is you can't see Africa. Africa's
no, but like I mean, it's like
Turkey.
it's that way.
It's not Blackpool. No, that's Egypt. That's the fucking pyramids. What is the capital of Turkey?
I'll bet it's not Istanbul.
No, it's not
here we go.
Istanbul.
Here's a little factoid from Freddy's Factoids.
You turn this into a feature.
Name me some more. I don't really know any more Turkish places.
Yeah, that is my problem. I can't even remember the place where I've been. I've been to Turkey and I can't remember the name of the town I went to.
When I was a kid, I thought I was going to Turkey, and then we all got in the car to go, and we went to Torquay. And I was annoyed.
Very different vibe. The kebabs are much worse in Torquay.
It is Ankara.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Not funny, but informative.
I don't even think that, because I'm not going to remember it.
I know, I don't give a shit.
I bet you will remember it.
No, I'm going to choose not to remember it now.
If that ever comes up in a pub quiz, I'm going to write down Istanbul, even though I now know it's in Ankara.
Oh, but I used to have a friend like that. We'd do pub quizzes, and I go, "Oh, do you know the answer?" And I go, "No." And he go, "Oh, just write down anything." And I go, "Why?" And he'd go, well, it might be right.
Yeah.
And he'd go, well, it's got more chance of being right than if you just put nothing.
He is technically right.
No, he's not. Because if if I say what colours are on the Gambian flag, and I write fucking Peter Beardsley, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, I think
There's more chance of it being Peter Beardsley being nothing.
Yeah, the colours on the Gambian flag are red, gold, and Peter Beardsley. Well done to that one fucking...
Mate, what a fucking flag that'd be, though. Like, mad props to Gambia if they introduced that as their new flag. Peter Beardsley, full monk haircut.
He was the one, the guy who looked like a monk who was dead small, but good footy player.
Yeah, so like what you got to do is you got to get Gary Lineker to run that flag up the pole. Although, to be fair, it should be Peter Beardsley doing all the work and then Gary Lineker just putting it on right at the end.
I also think with countries like that, do you know literally anything about Gambia?
We're wading into dangerous territory here.
But I find it fascinating. Do you know I don't know a single thing.
No, I don't. I don't know a single thing apart from their flag is red, yellow, and Peter Beardsley. No, like, you are right though. I don't think I even know a footballer. There must be a footballer from the Gambia that we know.
So is it the Gambia or?
I don't even know
Again, I've said the Gambia, and you've looked at me like I've got knowledge that I don't know.
I don't even know.
I'm going to remember that more than I've even forgotten where you said that Turkish place.
That's what they do. People in Africa call it the Gambia, like Scousers call it the Asda. The Gambia.
The Big Gambia. Yeah. You're going down Big Gambia.
Yeah.
Just going down our Gambias.
So, I mean, this has turned into a geography episode.
Yeah.
But the Gambia.
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah, it's in Africa. I know that. I
only know it because isn't it mad that it sounds a bit African?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, I think that's fine to say.
It'd be madder if it sounded a bit South American.
Oh, mate, if you check Gambia...
Gambinas!
If you check Gambia on a map and they went, it's in between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, you'd be what? Yeah. So it goes Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Gambia. That's insane.
But with those names like Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, the other one,
Kyrgyzstan.
Was it the same person that named them?
Stan.
It's all Kazakhstan. Now then.
But there must have been a trend when they're like, they're doing well, so we'll add Stan on. And then they must have.
Do you reckon there was just a load of gay guys who were massive fans of the Kyrgyz? Like, we stan! We have no choice but to Kyrgyzstan. No, I think it just means land. I think it's just like England.
Oh, okay.
It's just their word for land.
Ingstan.
Yeah, it'd be
Ingstan.
Inglestan. Yeah, well, it bloody is, isn't it, nowadays? We'll move on to the politics segment.
Going back to pub quizzes, though, because I've never, ever enjoyed them because I think they're really boring tests.
It's a test where the prize, instead of a qualification, is like a meat hamper
or a large Foster's t-shirt. That's what my mum and dad used to
Could you imagine if they did that at secondary school? And if you got an A, you got like free drinks at the local or something.
£100 out.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the enjoyment from them because you go, what are we all doing? We're all clearly here for a drink.
I know, and then they stop you talking and socialise.
Yeah.
Like, there is definitely a thing of it. It's British people who can't socialise without there being a structure around it. It's like we can't just admit that we're friends and we want to sit in a room with each other.
Or not friends and want to sit in we all just want to have a drink.
Yeah.
It's literally why comedy exists to an extent, isn't it? It's like...
let's not talk people out of going to places where there is a structure where they're not allowed to talk.
But at least comedy's entertaining. It's like the olden days of like sitting in a pub and listening to a person tell stories, whereas a pub quiz is just loads of people cheating.
Yeah, but I bet Freddy loves quizzes because I bet you like showing off how much you know.
No, I don't like quizzes. Not at all. Because the thing is like I think I'm quite knowledgeable about a broad range of things on a weird... Like, so here's the thing, right? Is if I like something, then I know loads about it. But if I don't like it, I don't know a single thing about it.
Are you trying to tell me
hates Gambians?
I bet you
walked yourself into that, didn't you?
I know.
But Gambas, I bet you know loads about.
The Gambas PP.
Fucking
Are prawns from Gambia?
I mean, I reckon they're from wherever. Like, they'll be from all over the shop, won't they?
The sea, usually.
Well, like, does Gambia have sea?
What, sorry?
Does Gambia have sea?
Not from the videos I've seen.
Oh, fucking hell.
I know, if anything, when you think about it, you think of a lack of water, don't you, more than anything else?
I mean, we are generalising there about all African countries, you know.
I'm sure. Been to Africa?
No, I haven't. I'd fucking love to. I want to go everywhere. Man.
I have been to South Africa.
Me too.
Whereabouts?
I went to, where did we fly into? Johannesburg.
Nice.
And then we drove 3 hours to a place called Limpopo.
Oh, I've heard of Limpopo.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just know that. It's a good name, isn't it?
Lots of police there. Lots of police. It's like the Paralympics version of the police. It's just
it's like who came to arrest Oscar Pistorius.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Paralympics police. Stop. No.
You get away from them by walking up one step.
Imagine trying to put leg shackles on Oscar Pistorius now. Just keep falling off.
I reckon they probably restrained the arms, to be honest with you. You don't need to shackle his legs, you just kick him off.
It would be like trying to arrest SpongeBob SquarePants' best mate.
Patrick.
Fucking hell. Yeah, you can't arrest someone with no wrists, can you?
No, that's why. So I make my living as a fucking escapologist. You ever been arrested?
Oh, loads of times, man.
Yeah, I've been arrested as well.
Yeah, a bunch of times, man.
I remember when I was 13, I first got arrested, right? So me and my friends were nicking car badges. Right?
Yeah.
What, as in like the Volkswagen side?
Yeah, like
not,
the Beast...
not Volkswagen. That's not...
Well, no, that was the one that got nicked all the time because of the Beastie Boys. They wore it as a necklace, so everyone started nicking VW badges.
No, but it was like... but they became so ubiquitous amongst the... like so
like they're everywhere.
Common. Yeah. Amongst the car badge stealing community, that what you wanted to steal like a Ferrari or something like that. Alfa Romeos.
What about like a Kia or a
well, so the thing is with Ferraris, as I remember, is that they're welded on. So you used to be able to get a butter knife and you used to be able to ping most of them off. But the best ones are welded on.
Of course you were walking around the streets with a fucking butter knife.
Also, where were you growing up that there's just random Raris wandering around?
Oh, there's not. That's why you want them, because it's a rare item.
You're going around fucking Kensington with a butter knife.
So here's the thing, though, is we found a Morris Minor. You know Morris Minors?
I'm aware of them, yeah.
So we found a Morris Minor. Now, they have got a big fuck-off hood ornament type thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we all wanted to go for...
I've been on Tinder dates with someone with a big fuck-off hood ornament before.
We all wanted to get some, right? And so we were all trying to rag this fucking hood ornament off to add to the collection. Didn't get it, right? When we got arrested, the policeman had like literally across the table slid us this fucking newspaper article: "Thieves destroy priceless Morris Minor," and he was like, "Does that make you feel good about yourself?" And in my head, I was like, fucking yes. Because it was like, I've read the paper at 13. And you know what? 10 years in comedy, still my best fucking credit.
He's still using that review quote
I put it on posters. Fucking thug, badge stealer.
Mate, we had me and a mate had a competition. We had a bet to be who could be the first one to make it into the Crime Digest in the local newspaper. And like
Crime Digest.
There's like a little column, and it was always like someone's kicked over a plant pot. You know, it's like I'm from a little rural town in North Yorkshire. I genuinely once I took my local paper to London when I was at uni there to show my mates where I was from, because on the front page the side column was pair of spectacles found handed into Knaresborough Post Office. On the front page. Ow. So like the Crime Digest was fuck up. He did it, but he spray painted a big willy on the town centre garden sign and got in that week, so he won. But yeah, like I used to get nicked for all sorts of little stuff, man. Like never anything like bad, but always like low level petty vandalism and shit. I was always getting nicked, man.
Have you ever been arrested?
No, I don't think I've been where I grew up was pretty bad. Like, so minuscule crimes like fucking smashing someone's window or posting a dog shit butty through someone's letterbox.
Dog shit butty?
Oh, yeah, you made it into a sandwich.
So you made it into a... Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would... Oh, right. You could have borrowed our butter knives.
You guys need to team up.
Mate.
So, like, you'd make someone go in their house, like, so it'd be someone's... So if someone would piss you off and pop your ball or whatever, you'd go, right, you go and get 2 slices of milk roll, and you come back out, so you go, Mum, can I have 2 slices of milk roll? You come back out.
Again?
And then it'd usually be me that'd have to get the bread as well, because they were bigger lads. And then someone would have a twig, and they'd get a dog shit, and they'd smear it on the thing, and you put it through, and then you post it through, and you knock on, and then you fuck off.
But what I love about that is the sandwich element.
Yeah, as if, it really adds it up another level.
As if somebody is going to hear the knock, see the sandwich, and go, Deliveroo. Do you know what I mean?
Like, it might work at your fucking house. But no, like, it actually is quite smart, because if there's like those brushes in the letterbox, the poo's going to get through it. Although, to be fair, do it as an open-faced sandwich, like and then it'll go into the brush, and that'll be way worse, A crap monsieur.
Sure. Whereas a crack madame is where you don't have it with an egg on top.
But when I was younger, there was a lad called Peter Moores who was like the...
Sounds like he played for England in 1966, doesn't he?
7 caps.
Yeah.
He was about 14 when I was about 10. He was horrible. He was always in and out of like juvenile prison.
Yeah.
And he just terrorised everyone. Like if someone's dad would come out and go, I'll fucking batter you, they'd go, come on then. And he'd kick... I once seen him shoot a girl through the cheek with an air rifle. Outside the Birch pub where they had the quiz where my mum and dad go to.
That's funny.
But it was brutal.
Yeah.
So us like being knobs and dicking about we never really got in trouble for it because the police had their hands full.
Yeah, so you were in the complete opposite. You were one of like the nicer boys in a rougher area.
Yeah,
whereas I'm from a very nice little town, but like the estate I grew up on is where the few scallies in the town are.
Yeah.
So like the police were always available to deal with us. You know, like we were the problem in our town because I'm from near Harrogate. So it's
Knaresborough,
Knaresborough. So it's like, you know, quite a middle class area, and I grew up on the council estate in there. So, you know, it's a beautiful little town, but yeah, it meant the police were always very quick to come get us when we were doing shit.
Once, this is how long it took the police. Once, I don't know if I've told you this. If I have.
Fuck it. Like, it's a brand new podcast.
It's a brand new podcast.
Yeah, you haven't told anyone anything.
Yeah, this is brand new. No one's ever seen any of our shit before. We've got a clean slate, man.
We'll cut that out. So,
I fucking won't. I'm doing the editing. It's staying in.
So, my dad once saw 2 girls about to get nonced. So there's a backfield.
How close to being nonced are we talking?
Well, here's the thing.
My dad was just about to take his pants off.
The thing is, as well, is how close can you get to noncery before you know that it's noncery? Like if it's happening...
It's like Minority Report.
Well, but if it's happening at the end of... Let's say it's happening at the end of a garden, you wouldn't go, that guy's trying to fuck those kids. Do you know what I mean? Like you go, what's going on? Like I reckon you'd have to be 5 feet away from a guy noncing kids to know that he was noncing kids.
Well, he was quite far away.
Was he?
So he was in the back garden.
Smelt it on the wind.
Looking through Rob's arse like fucking telescope.
Just saw the nonce sign in the sky. There's someone being nonce over there.
Imagine if that was happening, did it? Like Batman. Oh, mate.
What was the symbol they'd put up for a nonce? It's like a sweet wrapper.
Yeah. Commissioner Gordon flying it in the sky.
Lovely.
So he's in the back garden, and then there's a field, and then it dips down like a little ravine to where the train tracks were. So there's bushes and stuff. And my dad saw these 2 girls who were at my school, Kimberly, what was she called? Kimberly Summer and...
Yeah, well that's enough.
Kimberly and Leanne, that's what they were called.
Really?
So they were being taken down by this man into the bushes. And my dad's like, well, that's weird, isn't it? So he goes over... And then he gets to the bushes, and the man's got his knob out, and they're just both sort of looking at his knob. And my dad's like, "Oi!" Because that's what you do in it.
Yeah, you got to say something.
Well, what else do you say?
Room for a little one?
Room for a little one. Could take him for a drink first. I don't know what it's got to be oi, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it has to be oi.
You got to go with an oi.
Because oi is the sound that you make where you go, I've seen you. Yeah. I have to tell you that I've seen you, but I don't want to get involved any more than that.
Yeah, but not the oi that is in the sample of Electric Boogaloo or whatever it is. Electric Avenue. Do you know the one that goes, oi?
Yeah, no, it's not going to be like, oi!
It's not a sassy oi.
Also, it has to be one singular oi, because oi is very different. It's a very different tone. You've got to stick with one.
How long do you leave it? Let's say you say oi and they didn't hear the first time. How long do you leave it before you say oi?
You've got to leave a clear gap.
Bearing in mind, there are 2 children and a dick that is appropriate approaching quicker and quicker. How long before you say another? I reckon 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
Like that's longer than you think.
There's a long time.
I think the second one would have to be a question because your status is really like Scooby-Doo.
Oi, they.
But 3 is what, like 3's too, so you can go oi, it's too much. That you're not in a beefer, and then oi is what, like you just sound a bit like foreign. But I mean like European foreign, like oi.
Is that a Gambian man over there? oi.
So he go oi, and I think they all thought they were in trouble.
Yeah.
And then the man puts his pants back on, or zips his pants back up, and just legs it. And then I think my dad shouted to my mum, "Ring the police!" So my mum rings the police, and my dad's running after this man, chases him down the canal, trips him up, and sits on him until the police got there. But
last thing you want to do to a guy with a boner, isn't it?
Not if he's face down. It looked like one of them people that you get in the middle of Market Street, you know, who've got one of them sticks dressed as Yoda, just floating.
Just peg him into the ground like a fucking camping tent.
But it took a good while for the police to turn up.
Yeah.
So my dad's...
And you'd think that'd be top priority. I've caught a nonce. Yeah. Surely.
Well, this is the 90s.
Yeah, no,
oh, right.
90s.
When it was... Yeah, that was when noncing was just seen as a bit of a foible, wasn't it? It was just like...
It was a bit like Bitcoin. Do you know when people thought... And now everyone takes it really serious. But like then everyone's going like...
They didn't know whether or not they were going to invest in it.
It's not real, is it?
It's a myth. It's based on nothing.
It's a fad.
Noncing was very much the Beanie Babies of the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Fuck. Well, good on your dad for stopping the noncing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't annoy at I've seen racism at a football match once, and I went with an oi. I saw someone do a monkey chant once.
Oh,
yeah.
The worst type of...
Awful. And I went with an oi, and it was one of those where I saw it and I'd shouted oi before I'd even processed that this is this could be a situation. And
so where were you? You were at Ellen Road?
I was at Ellen Road, and so this guy,
fucking Leeds fans, isn't it?
Well, this is what's odd about it. This was in my season ticket seat, so I knew everyone around me, and there was a guy who was new, we'd never seen before, about 3 rows in front. And he did that to like one of the opposition players, and I went, oi, and he turned around and went, you don't fucking do that here. And thankfully, everyone behind me sort of like looked, menacing enough. And like he fucks up. He had like a very thick Eastern European accent. And I think what's happened is he's Googled racist football teams and then come to be like, I will support the Leeds and go join in with my racist comrades. But since the 80s, we've stamped it out a bit since the 80s,
Yeah.
So that was an oi. And then there's that moment after an oi though, where, because I'm not, if this guy wants a fight and I don't get backed up, I'm in a lot of trouble. And you say that oi, and then there's that pause of like, I've said oi.
But you don't know whether people will back you up either.
But with a bit of effort, you could look quite hard.
Yeah. But I don't want to put that effort in, Freddy.
So if you let's see, shave your head.
Shave my head.
Contacts.
Yeah, you got to get the glasses off.
And I would say bulk up a bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely to bulk up. I'm too lanky.
Then you'd be like 6'7".
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shaved head.
Yeah, well,
and a bit of girth about
I'm balding, as it is. I'm getting fatter. So, like, this is just going to come to fruition in a couple...
Are you actually balding?
Yeah, I'm balding, but, like, nowhere near... Like, it's getting quite bad, to be fair. I'm going to have to look it off. Yeah, go on, then. Fuck it. Right, I've got bad psoriasis as well, so I've got these pink spots all on my head.
Oh, shit, you have got bad psoriasis, haven't you?
Yeah, man. So I
should do an Edinburgh show about it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. My struggle with flaky skin.
It's like the very beginning of a zombie film.
I got
Have you been bitten? And he goes... No.
You're itching. No, I'm not.
It looks like I got bit 30 seconds ago. It's not quite kicked in yet.
Yeah.
But so it's definitely going. So I think I've got about 2-3 haircuts left in me before it's gone.
But because this is one of my biggest fears, going bald, like more than being stabbed.
Yeah, but it's different for you because, like, your looks are good. You look good. Like for me, it's not been the main thrust of my life. It's not been a main benefit for me. Yeah, I've always had to talk.
So will you just embrace? Will you go? I'm going bald then.
Yeah, I'm not fighting it because like fighting it is way worse.
Do you know what it's like for me and him? is it's like when someone bangs into a car that's already been dinted.
Yes, exactly. I drive a fucking 14-year-old Focus. If you want to slam into it, I don't give a shit.
You go, well, it's happened, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm not swapping insurance details. I can't be arsed.
You're an Audi A1. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it will go. But
maybe.
I'll go Turkey.
Are you? Oh, you're going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest to God, if I feel like it's going, I'll go Turkey.
Well, do you know, I've heard that they do the best implants in the capital of Turkey.
So if at least I can get
straight to Istanbul.
And then no one's looking at my head, are they? I'll be fully bald. They'll be like, but look at his tits.
And the capital of Turkey is...
Actually doesn't remember.
Actually, do you genuinely not remember?
The Gambia.
Fuck me.
But I've always been a bit... Maybe people will say vain but self-conscious. Like, if I lost my hair...
No, you're just good looking. Like, that's all it is. It's like, it is a worthwhile investment for you to do your hair and moisturise.
Yeah.
Like, if I look like you, I'd fucking take effort over me appearance.
Oh, yeah, same. Because you got something to lose.
Yeah.
But your hairline's fine.
I mean...
Thanks.
I mean, no. Let's be real.
Fine.
Freddie's hairline is one of the least of his problems, is what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't give a shit because, like... It's
all chat, innit? You learn to overcompensate for that by chatting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, I've learned how to grind women down through years of needing that.
Look, there's definitely been, like, I think I'm a middle ground between the two of you. I'm not quite as fucked as you, but I'm definitely not, like, to the point where, like, my physical attractiveness has been a boon to me.
I'm not sure that I like being used as the end of a spectrum. Do you know what I mean?
I don't reckon it's the first time.
I'll tell you something I did want to talk to you two about. Like, have you seen yesterday the model Tess Holliday?
Yes.
Do you know who Tess Holliday is?
No.
She is a plus size model. She's a size 22. She was the first size 22 model.
I'm having a look at her now.
I'll get her up on the screen.
I'll get her up on the thing.
I'll get her up on the screen.
A whole fucking... She's a 2-week holiday, put it that way.
So size... Oh...
Right, now, the story here is model Tess Holliday reveals she's recovering from anorexia. Right, now.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's recovered very well, hasn't she?
Mate.
It's one of these, right.
Did her fucking rehab at KFC?
It's like, I understand she might have an eating disorder. Yeah. I can get that.
Yeah.
It's not fucking anorexia, is it?
I mean, I love the fact that they've put the reminder of what she should be eating on her clothes.
Oh, mate.
So anorexia is... Bulimia's that one.
Yeah.
Binge and purge.
Oh, mate, can you imagine how much she'd have to be eating if she was being sick and still got to that fucking size?
Well, that's the thing. Bulimics don't generally lose weight. They generally don't because it's just so disordered.
John Prescott was bulimic, wasn't
he? Was, yeah.
Who's that?
Former Labour Deputy Prime Minister.
You might know him as the time when someone threw an egg at him and he punched him.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's John Prescott.
Yeah, he was the last of the fucking lads.
He looks like a darts player.
Yes.
Going to court.
Yeah. So, bulimia, I would have had. Anorexia is where you starve yourself, and it's based on body dysmorphia, where you look at yourself and you think you're fat incorrectly. Now, the word incorrectly is very important there. It's not body dysmorphia if, say, Freddy looks in the mirror and goes, I've got a bit of excess blubber on me there. That's just having functioning eyes.
Do you feel do you feel that this, and I might be totally wrong, she might be, I don't really know, but do you feel it's one of them things, because everyone loves a storyline at the moment. Everyone like
the narrative.
You're not worth anything unless you've got a backstory. Yeah. Do you think she's gone, well, that fits? You've gone,
that's the only thing that does.
Yeah, it's just like, not that one, innit? It's just not that one. Like, I feel for her if she's struggling with any sort of shit, obviously. But it's not fucking anorexia, is it?
And I think the confusing thing is the first word in the headline.
What, model?
Yeah.
I thought you meant recovering.
But no, like, yeah, she's a plus-size model. And look, right, fat cunts need clothes advertising to them too.
Well,
yes,
where do you think he's going to get stuff from?
Yes, we do. Do you know what, though, is I, as a larger gentleman, I fucking hate the way that, like, clothing people advertise for fat people because it's so basically whenever you see, and you probably won't see this because it's not aimed at you, but I see it all.
I don't get these advertised adverts targeted at me.
So whenever they're doing like fat dude clothing or whatever, the dude's always like out loving life, being his cool, active self, and it's like, no, show me what I'd look like on the fucking sofa. Do you know what I mean? Because that's where I am. I don't spend fucking. I don't play tennis. Why do you think I play tennis? Mate, do you know what I mean?
So true.
I saw like people complaining a while ago about like there was like it was like fat people's clothes basically for like exercise, and the complaint was, why don't they have a show like just fat people exercising and just looking cool, right? Why can't that be a thing? It's because, have you fucking seen a fat person exercise?
Yeah, because they don't look cool.
It doesn't look cool. No one looks cool exercising, but especially if you're unfit.
When fat people exercise, they look like when you boot up an old steam engine. Do you know what
someone has to crank around the front.
Fucking wheezes and sweats and shouts and... That's what it's like.
Yeah, so you got to show it realistic.
I saw a Giacomo advert, right? And it was some fucking cunt, right? And he was hiking up a mountain and he was wearing jeans and he was wearing like a flannel shirt and like a white t-shirt underneath. And he got to the top of the mountain and he was like, I did it. Look at me. I look great. It's like, never.
It'd be drenched. It would be drenched.
It would be.
Your knees would pack up halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, who hikes in jeans?
No, that is mental.
What the fuck is that about?
Tell you what the advert should be. It should be like a big fat lad who's got his clothes from Giacomo and he's looking a bit sharp, he's looking good. And he walks into the pub and none of his mates take the piss out of him. That's the whole advert. Yeah. He just walks in and do a sliding doors thing of him walking in old clothes. I'm going, you fucking fat cunt. Yeah. The next time he just walks in, Jerry.
Or they all go, ah!
Oh. No, they don't even do that. They just acknowledge him as a person.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're right, mate. Do you want a beer?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I am realistic.
I was in a beer garden a few weeks ago and the footy was on. And it was like very working class beer garden. So they're all finished work. They're all in the high-vis tops and all that.
Disgusting.
And the amount of nicknames that, do you know when like someone would come in and join the table and like, oh, here's fucking fat cunt. And he'd be like, yeah, all right. And fucking it.
Yeah.
Here's Specky Two Teeth. And you go, you're all meant to be mates.
It's part of pub culture, man. Like the pub I used to work in North Yorkshire had like an amazing a group I used to call the Brain Trust, right? That would come in every day, right? And they were incredible. They still are. Like I think they're all still going. But there was 4 different Micks, so they all had different nicknames. Like everyone had nicknames. So there was let me try and remember them all. There was Jockey Mick, Bullshit Mick, Mafia Mick, and Epi Mick. So like Jockey Mick used to be a jockey.
Epi Mick had fucking diabetes, did he?
No, he had full epilepsy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I thought he had an Epi.
Well, no, I thought that as well.
Yeah, no, like Epi Mick had well, he claimed he had like 20 seizures a day. But I stood with him all day, every day in that pub. Yeah. Never saw shit. Although he did once show me his prescription and it ran 2 pages. So, like...
Really?
But yeah, and then there was...
Like when you do a big shop at Asda and the receipt comes out, you're going, fuck it.
Yeah. And like, Mafia Mick...
He had so much epilepsy, he had club card points.
Yeah, man. It's like he'd had to put all his medications through a Coinstar machine.
Do you want to donate this to charity? Do I fuck? Do you think I've been carrying around these sandwich bags full of coins to give that to someone? I don't know.
But yeah, there was a guy called Mafia Mick who claimed he would always just imply that he had connections.
Did Mafia Mick sound like he was in the... Like, I imagine Jockey Mick to sound like an Irishman.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
No.
Oh, I just got the horse on the way here.
I was in a brightly coloured shirt.
Little guy.
Lovely
really,
silks.
Little dude.
You put him on the edge of the bar like that. You're right, mate. And he just runs around.
Jodhpurs and everything. Little whip in his hand.
No.
Then there was Mafia Mick smoking a cigar. Hey, listen, kid. I can make people disappear.
Sounds like a Betfred advert.
I got 3-1 on Jockey Mick winning the national.
It wasn't like a betting advert because there wasn't one black guy to fill out the numbers.
very true.
No, unfortunately, just 4 old Yorkshire men.
Do you know what pisses me off about betting adverts is how upbeat everyone is. Like, like, so you I don't know if you two like a bet, but you both
I did.
know,
I've knocked it on the head now.
You both know that I am quite the gambler.
Yeah, you've got a serious problem.
I used to be a degenerate gambler, but now I'm a gambler.
Now you're functioning.
Yeah, now I'm a gambler that still gambles a lot, but within his... I've gambled over lockdown when I've had no money coming in at all. But I'm just like, fuck it, why not? Anyway.
Did it ever get really, really bad?
Oh, yeah, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like... You know, one of those people who's like, I got paid on Monday and it's gone by Tuesday. It's literally, yeah, man. So I started at college. Actually, I probably started before that, actually.
You got an A-level in debt.
Went to college at Ocean Finance. Like when I was a kid, I always used to play cards and stuff like that. And so I always sort of grew up around like low-key betting and stuff. But when I went to college, I used to get... Do you remember the EMA grants?
Yeah. 30 quid a fucking
good, wasn't it?
Do you remember EMA where they were like, look, you're poor and you go to college, so have a little bit of money if you go to college. So I very rarely used to get that grant because I'd just skip so many fucking lessons.
Yeah, if you miss one, you don't get it.
That was it, man. I don't know if I ever got it because of my attendance.
I would purposely go to college to get the EMA grant to then gamble straight away. So literally all of that EMA grant went in Ladbrokes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a terrible way because
that's how it started.
Oh, okay, yes, pretty bad.
Yeah, if your end point is gambling 30 quid a week, you're all right.
Yeah.
You're doing okay. But yeah, like that's the spark, innit?
I remember actually when I was I must have been about 18 years old, and I was working in a call centre, right? And it was like proper soul destroying work.
Don't it?
It's dreadful, isn't it? It's so dreadful. But I got paid for call centre, and it was just about it was New Year's Eve, right? And I went to the bookies, and I was convinced that I had a system. At 18 years old, convinced
I've cracked this.
That I had
it's in Ocean's 11.
I had a system. So
watch one Darren Brown program. I think I've got this. I think I can track the roulette wheel.
Walks into Ladbrokes with an eye on his hand. He's like,
honestly, it was even more ridiculous than that. Right? I'll tell you what the system was. Right? So the betting software, you know, those terminals. Well, what they do is they play a random recording of a roulette machine, right? And I noticed that some numbers, there was a slight pause before the actual number came up, right? And I, like before they played the recording of the wheel, you know, and I thought that was some sort of software error that I had exploited. And the pause numbers, what were the pause? There were 2 numbers or 3 numbers that were pause numbers. And as soon as that came up, I would bet on 13, 22, and 30 because those were the numbers that were most likely to come up after the pause numbers. So I would sit at a roulette machine for hours betting £1 on red and £1 on black just so it'd spin until the pause numbers came up, and then I'd be spunking money on that. And I lost so much money on it. But
oh, really? I thought we were going to do a cliffhanger then and be like, tune in next week where we find out what happened to these EMA.
That's how I bought my aircraft.
That's how he got his first Ferrari. Just swap it for the
So what I would do is every spin that these 3 numbers didn't come up, I would increase my stake every time.
Oh, no, that's such a... Right, so it's one of those strategies that seems good.
Yeah. And so I got to the point where I had like the maximum amount of money on every, which I think at the time was £13.75 or something like that, right? And I was like, fuck, this is my last shit. Fuck, do it. Buff. Came up and I had 450 quid, which at the time when you're 18 years old is like, I'm a millionaire. So I put the money back into my account and then had literally £300 to burn, went uptown like that night, but went during the day, just got myself like all new clothes and stuff, then went out that night looking like and feeling like a fucking baller as well, just spunking money away.
Yeah, that's how gambling gets you. Like that's how it fucking does it. It draws you in like that. I had a really short, intense gambling career. Like I used to gamble, because I used to gamble like little bits.
CV.
Yeah. It's not successful, but I used to gamble like little bits on the footy and stuff. That was no bother. Yeah. But then like I got into doing roulette when I was pissed, and it's brutal. It's the most roulette is the most addictive shit I have
online
ever.
Or in real life?
In real life, I'd go to casinos.
Online is awful.
Because I never used to go to casinos. Then someone took me to a casino after all the pubs closed. Yeah. And like I was already drinking way too much. And then when I realised there was this other place that's open later, fuck, that got real bad. Yeah, like I was like, I came to a roulette table once. I blacked out and I came to a roulette table. I have no recollection of going to this casino. I was in a bar, blacked out in a casino, came to, and I like looked at my chips. And I'm like gathering my senses, and I got to like the dealer. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? And I looked at my chips and I go, I'm doing pretty well. And he went, you were an hour ago. I have no idea what that means. No idea how much I had lost or won or whatever. And then, like, yeah, it turned out like a prostitute had stolen my phone during this. Someone like I asked to borrow my phone, and I'd just be like, yeah, she just not like left. I love
that. A prostitute
wasn't with me.
My phone.
The prostitute wasn't with me, but I was just told.
You were doing well an hour ago.
This feels like a grown-up sequel to The Curious Case of the Dog in the Nighttime, doesn't it? And he's got to work out what happened. And then after the course of the book, he realises that he is disabled.
Hey, it was like fucking Memento, trying to figure out what had gone on backwards through this.
Fucking John G. raped and murdered your fucking Nokia.
Yeah, but like I was not good at it. So I had about a year where it was just like it spiraled, and eventually it was what stopped me drinking, because I would just gamble when I was pissed. So I was like, I've just got to fucking knock it on the head, man.
But this is the thing: is every betting advert is like, bum 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 bum.
Me and the lads having a social time together.
Hey, I'll bet a fiver, and if I don't win, it's fine. Yeah.
When the fun stops, stop.
Yeah, and then that quick thing at the end where it's like, terms and conditions apply. If you lose your house, you're fucking.
Yeah. Please be gamblerwork.org.
Yeah.
Please visit gamblerwork.
That's fucking crazy shit, man.
I've always been good with a limit. So I'm always I go right. I'm going in. I'll spend 50 quid and have a nice time playing the things. And then there was one time I was in New Zealand, and I was with one of my best friends lives there, and we were going to do a road trip from Auckland to Wellington. So we go up the Sky Tower, have a look around, and then she goes, there's a casino downstairs. Let's go and do one bet and see if it works out. So we go to the roulette table. We both put $50 down on one number, and it came up. So we won like nearly $4,000.
Fuck.
And we went, and everyone around the table was going, what? And then we're like, we're going now. And then this Chinese man just shouted something he sounded annoyed.
Good impression.
What are you doing, you fucking pricks? Like,
you leaned heavily into New Zealand then, didn't you?
Nice.
He was Chinese of origin.
His X-Men origin story was Chinese.
And then that paid for the road trip. And I've never been in a casino since.
Mate, that's the way to gamble. That is the only way to do it, is to get a win and get gone. And like, that's what I did early on. I was like, my first night like gambling, I won like 500 quid in a casino, and I left with it, and I was like, that's fucking amazing. And then you chase that high. Yeah. That's when it becomes a problem.
You're 4K up from gambling.
I'm probably more, because I used to go play Texas Hold'em things, because you give you free drinks. Yeah. Free soft drinks as well. So when I was at uni, I'd go and play the tournaments.
For a bit of free tango.
And I'd do all right on them. Yeah. Because I wouldn't drink. And I used to watch.
If you can actually play, poker's a different kettle of fish.
Well, do you remember when it was an entertainment on the telly?
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, and then they realised pretty quickly that actually it's dead boring.
Yeah, it's really boring to watch as a spectator sport.
Most of the time, it's fat guys and they go, fold. That's it. Or every once in a while, and check. And then the other guy goes, check.
Even the most dramatic moment of sport that you get in the entire game is this. That's the most dramatic thing that can happen.
I don't think you can call it sport. Is it sport?
No, it's a game. It's a game more than a sport, I think. Yeah. I don't know what the difference is, but it doesn't feel like a sport.
I wonder what, and I say this not knowing, so maybe you could check.
That's how we say everything.
I wonder what the most game-like sport is. Like what is chess a sport?
Darts, because darts got proved in court that it was a sport. This might be apocryphal, but here's the story I've heard, that apparently there was I'm just thinking of the story. This is definitely bullshit, but the story I've heard was that in a court case there was it was going to be banned, and I don't know where this happened as well. This is all such bullshit.
Are you
bullshit
for a minute going to say that they got the judge to like step up to the hockey.
No.
And throw. So he is, isn't he?
Can you imagine the
not
crowd?
the judge.
The crowd in the thing. You just imagine it's loads of lag lights like. They got
the stenographer to strip down to her underwear and carry a card.
Yeah.
Said 180.
And the judges come down like the fucking the defense and the prosecution, and it's like
the dressed as Barney Rubble.
Fucking something.
Yeah, the lawyer for the prosecution turned up in a brightly coloured shirt with fucking Bet365 on the side of it.
No, like what I heard was darts was set to be banned under gambling laws because gambling was banned wherever this is happening, and then so to prove it wasn't a game of chance, they got a professional to play a random person and would whip him every time to show it's not. So it's a game of skill, which classified it as a sport, so it was allowed to stay in pubs. Now, whether that's all horse shit, that's what I've heard.
I feel like that's horse shit.
I feel like it is too.
I'm going to go all in on horse shit.
But the thing is nobody... The problem that I have with darts is that I don't look at you doing it and go, that's not a skill.
Yeah.
I look at you doing it and go, that's not impressive. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's quite impressive.
People who are dead good at it is impressive. It's fucking hard to be like really good. It's it's not that hard to be okay at darts. To get good is so hard.
But think of a penalty compared to getting a bullseye. So a penalty in football is kicking a little ball into a big net.
Yeah.
But throwing a tiny stick
into that.
But when you're doing a penalty, there's a dude trying to stop you. And so not only...
Add that into darts.
That'd be so many
goalkeepers in darts.
And he's doing all this shit.
Yeah, he's in like medieval armour.
Tiny little dude. Jockey Mick's doing it. Fucking jumping up.
I imagine you could put him on the end of the dart and he's riding like that nuclear bomb like...
Woo! Yeah, mate. Mafia Mix taking bets on the side.
He's running the fucking book on it.
Epi Mix spazzing out in the corner.
Yeah, the light show's done for him.
Yeah, because the entrance music was too much.
Do you know when you compare sports to games and people like... I always think this with crazy golf. Normal golf is crazier than crazy golf. Like, it is the most crazy version of golf. Like just fucking whacking a ball over there and trying not to get in the water.
Oh, Grandad Brennan, do you want to play crazy golf? Oh, no, thank you. Normal golf's crazy enough for me.
It's so great. You need a man to carry around your stuff. You go around in a car and it's fucking miles away where they're in it too.
It does, like whoever first thought of golf, it must have been a tough sell to get your mates to do that with you.
Yeah, it's a long walk.
So here's the thing, guys, right? What we're going to do this afternoon is I thought we could go to a field and I have dug some holes in the ground and we're going to take these little balls and we're just going to hit them, and whoever gets into those holes in the least amount of fucking shots wins nothing. And it'll take 6 hours.
Yeah.
And it'll be about 9 miles long.
No, here's how they pitched it, though. They went, lads, do you want to leave your wife for 6 hours? Golf. Right? Because that's the kind of blokes who play golf, isn't it? It's the sort of miserable middle-aged guys who hate their wife. They're not actually with someone that they enjoy the company of. So they're like, oh, I've just fucking got to get away.
It's shit. I've done golf once and it's
I
so
did it once.
shit.
It's dreadful.
Yeah,
The only good thing is driving the bit around.
Yeah, I just want to drive a golf cart around, man. Like, fuck it. Like, do a golf cart destruction derby. I'm there.
That'd be sick.
Have you ever played foot golf? When
No,
you kick
I
it with a
haven't.
football?
I've played it.
I would do that.
I was off. I would just literally just span. You realise how bad you are at. I'm all right. Like I wouldn't even say all right at football. I can kick a football around.
Yeah.
But you absolutely spanner it off to the side, and then you've got to go and get it. That was the worst bit about being a keeper when you'd.
Yeah. When there was no netting and you had to just fuck off and go get
running
it.
across a dual carriageway trying to get a football.
Dual carriageway. Where should we play? Next to the dual carriageway. Brennan's in nets.
That's all there was round his fucking gaff.
This is how bad I was at my footballing career. So I used to play football when I was like 10.
Yeah.
For something to do. And I played for this team called the Allwinians. And I'd never get to play. And then one time my dad came to watch, and like the guy went, oh, go on, stick him on for the last bit. And there was a corner. So I took my glasses off, handed him the thing. The corner came in and I ran into the post. I was substituted immediately. It's the only time I've ever played a game of football.
Right, I played in goal for Knaresborough Celtic for our first 2 games, right, as a team. They're now like a flourishing youth football team, but the first 2 games ever, I was in net. And first game, 0-0 draw with Spofford, the local village. Solid result.
Such like a term you can't use anymore.
He's a bit of a Spofford. In fact, I'll show you some videos of some Spofford's in a minute.
I mean, as a team, Spofford sounds like they get a grant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So we drew 0-0 with them. Second game, right, I got substituted off as the goalkeeper at 10-0 down because I was in tears.
Really?
We ended up losing 14-0, but yeah, I got
What a pussy. You got some because you were crying.
Mate, it was so... I was just like...
Our goalkeeper can't block shots anymore because his eyes are fucking full of tears.
Can't even wipe the tears away with them massive gloves.
So there you go, that was the episode with Brennan Reece. Very funny. What a great episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. Send us videos into 07520 644 931 on WhatsApp. And yeah, subscribe and all that, innit?
And we'll see you again next week for another cheeky little episode. Thank you for listening.
Say next week, it might be like tomorrow, actually. It's first week, we're pumping out loads. But you know, whenever it is.
In the future. Yeah. In future, there's going to be more episodes. How will you know if it's next week or tomorrow? Subscribe.
You can watch it whenever you like.
Because then that way you'll get a little notification. You'll be like, oh.
Ding the bell.
Ding the bell.
I fucking hate that shit. Ding the bell. Boop it.
Is that what they say?
Some people do, yeah.
Fucking hate YouTubers.
I know, it's fucking gross. Anyway, we're them now. So, thanks.
Just another reason to hate myself.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.